would enjoy debating with you. You have a keen mind.
Hello and welcome to Debate 9, Isolinear Chipped Shoulders. Why are there chipped shoulders? Let's just say this group of people have done battle recently and two of them didn't win. We're not going to spoil anything, but there are at least two chipped shoulders here. This is Debate 9, the game where we have 9 Star Trek themed debates unless there's a tie. We have 0 prep time. 30-second arguments followed by 30-second free-for-all. The debaters are also the judges. And if a judge needs to, they can call for 30 seconds more of open debate if they have not made up their mind. Tonight's keen minds are myself, Davan Skelhorn, Adam Woodward, and Mark Cartier from the Shuttlepod Show.
Hello. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you again. Good to see you too, Adam. All right.
You guys, go Leafs, go.
Go Leafs. Come on.
That
kind of show.
I'm a Leafs fan too, but I've been quiet about it for years. So I appreciate your...
You can always count on a Canadian to root for the wrong team.
Yeah, well,
not
a winning team.
And rerunning for the wrong team.
We've been voting for the long team for a long time.
For a long
Lots
time.
of hellos. Hello, everybody. It's good to see everybody. This is going to be fun. All right. Let's do it. Let's get right into it, shall we? Oop. All right. So, I'll go first here. So, you guys are up first. Be it resolved, Data should have tried to make another Zoom-type android after LOL. Adam, you will be debating for this. Mark, you against. 4 always goes first on this show. So, Adam, your 30 seconds starts now.
Okay. Well, I mean, Data made huge headway with LOL. Learned a lot. Actually had support from the from Starfleet themselves, Starfleet Science. I mean, he was there. The guy who led, I can't remember his name, but he was there actually assisting through the whole process. Yes, he wanted to take her, but man, they could have learned a lot. I think that Data also grew a lot as identifying himself as a father through that, and seeing Lol as his daughter.
Very good, very good. All right. Rebuttal. Mark.
I think that... I mean, he did make another Zoom-type asteroid after LOL. He made Data. So, this is difficult.
No, Data should have made a new one.
Data should have made another one. Okay. I think he did make another one, didn't he? Didn't he make 2 according to season 1, 2, and 3 of Picard? And then did
he do that?
Like an entire? Yeah, it was. His
no,
daughter.
He didn't. He didn't do that. That was.
It was his daughter. She was his daughter. The twins. They were twins. So he made 2 after LOL.
Oh. Did he do that, or did that other guy do that, Maddox?
No, he did it. Picard, half of season 1 is Picard figuring out that Data built 2 androids, his daughter.
Well, 30 seconds open debate will figure that out.
I think Mark's right, but
I don't
think that was actually shown on anything other than that was referenced in Picard. So, I mean, well, I guess that's a fact. That is a fact.
They weren't, to be fair to my question, they weren't Zoom-type androids.
Oh, you mean they weren't yellow? Is that what makes them a Zoom-type android?
Well, like cybernetics, andro, yeah, kind of, maybe.
Well, I mean, they were robots.
Well, dang, that question fell apart.
That's okay. That's why we do the show.
Who won that one? Well, Mark gutted my question, so he gets the point. So
Oh, shit. I get the point.
That's happened before. So that's all good. That's how she goes. So 1 point, Mark.
That was a trick question.
Yeah,
Gavin.
I know. My bad. I swapped that one in at the last second, too, because I didn't want to have 2 Voyager questions. I wanted to spread it out. Oh, well. I should have went with my initial instinct. Oh, well. Let's go. All right, Adam. You're up next.
Okay, be it resolved, in the undiscovered country, the dinner between the Enterprise bridge crew and Chancellor Gorkin's peace party would have gone much smoother if the humans had restrained themselves and acted in a more diplomatic fashion. Mark, you're going to take 4, and Davan against.
Okay.
Be it resolved that in undiscovered country, the dinner between the Klingons and the humans would have gone better if they'd acted more diplomatically. I agree. It would have gone more smoothly because humans aren't accustomed to the Klingon version of fun. The Klingon version of fun is, being very rowdy and drinking a lot of blood wine and celebrating your victories, which is what I'm sure they wanted to do. But they were trying to be diplomatic themselves. They were trying to adopt the human custom of diplomacy and sophistication and, calmness and demeanor. So the humans getting drunk allowed their shit to come out and their animosity to live. And hence Star Trek 6.
Okay. Davan?
No, of course they shouldn't have acted in a more respectful manner. They were dealing with Klingons. Yes, they didn't do well at becoming Klingon, but they had to try. The last thing they could allow to happen was to appear weak in front of the Chancellor of the Klingon Empire and his daughter, who may or may be behind his death. So, they had to go for it. And it didn't go so bad, The shit came out, but Klingons love shit.
They do like a good hot mess.
Mm-hmm. All right,
Well,
debate.
if I can just, we just talk about that scene, because I think that scene is one of the worst depictions of Kirk's bridge crew in the history of all the movies in the show.
Well, it's almost the only scene where they're all drunk.
They're drunk.
It's certainly the only scene where they're all drunk by their own choice. They all sat there and drank, except for Spock.
I never considered, honestly, Mark, the whole idea of them being more rowdy and more enjoying the whole Klingon throwing the food and drinking the blood wine, because that would have been interesting. I think that would have changed the dynamics of that scene dramatically.
Adam, this conversation should really happen after 30 seconds open debate.
I know, but man,
you're kind of
really
skewing the debate here.
I'm sorry. I always love it. Anyway.
30 seconds open debate.
Go.
Look, of course they had to get drunk. They were trying to be Klingons. Look, so Kirk thinks he's pretty slick, but he can't just be a Klingon. He's not Cisco.
I disagree that it could have gone better. I think it went as well as it could have gotten, especially to Kirk. It depends on your perspective, right? Everything is about your point of view, and Kirk hates the Klingons because they're responsible for the death of his boy, and he will never forgive them for that. So this is kind of what he wanted. He wanted an opportunity to confront them. He didn't give a shit about being more.
My point is, it could have gone a lot worse
if they were diplomatic.
Yes,
proven that they were pushovers,
looking weak in front of the Klingons.
I think Chekhov was the instigator when he called them, human rights, inalienable human rights. He set it off,
and that's what saved them. The instigation. That's what saved them, Adam.
Mark got the point.
Fuck yeah, that's 2 points for me.
Yeah, well,
And by the way,
I know time.
Evan, I know I get diverted on this game because I like to talk about the question so much.
You can do that.
We end up with another show.
But after the thing, he wants to be on Class L Probe right now, one of our other shows. He's the founder of that show, you see.
Because I wanted to talk more about the episodes.
Exactly. That's what. Yeah, Class L Probes. If you want to talk about these things more long form, anyone, that's what we do over there. All right, Mark, you're up here.
It's mine. I tell you my first one. Is that what it is?
Yep.
The Next Generation Season 1 is really the original series Season 4. Davan, you're for. Adam, you're against.
Okay, let's go. I 100% agree with this statement. It doesn't even. It's painful to watch at times. Just like for me, some TOS can be. I love TOS in its entirety and what it is, but there's some slog there, and that's what we have with TNG, and it has that weird kind of ding music going off all the time. There's like chimes. Somebody's always playing the chimes on Star Trek TNG Season 1. And like, that's a very TOS thing. And as soon as they got rid of the chimes, the show got a lot better and it became its own thing. Down with chimes.
I very much disagree with that. And simply the reason I remember...
Chime lover.
I remember watching the premiere and having just... it was in high school at the time, and I remember thinking at the time, like, wow, this is so different. It does not feel like Star Trek other than it has the same name at that point. And it was because of the love of the original series that we all had, well, I had growing up as a young person into my teens, and seeing this new show emerge. So I didn't see them at all attached. I knew they were the same name. And I remember walking away thinking, why is this called Star Trek?
Okay. Well, open debate. Okay, so it's the middle seasons and probably even like the late seasons of TNG that got me hooked on Star Trek in the first place. And had I first entered the Star Trek realm with TNG Season 1, things could have gone a lot differently. Would I be sitting here playing Debate 9? I don't know, because it was so...
I would never introduce someone new to Star Trek with Season 1 of TNG.
And I remember...
Or TOS these days.
Any Star Trek episode without a collar on the uniform.
Yeah. Listen, so I remember walking away from that episode feeling very disappointed because it was not like the original series. And now we've been introduced to other series since we've had that, and they've made links back. I think they learned from that mistake. But I did not see it as a Season 4. I did not at all. I did not see the connection. I was disappointed when it first came out.
It was the end of that. It was the end of that era. That era of Star Trek ended after that season.
It certainly didn't feel like it. Hey, Sam's here.
Hey, Sam.
So I have to give a point. Is that how this is?
Yep.
I give...
You're a judge now.
I give Davan a point.
Oh, thanks, Mark. Appreciate it. All right. I should really have like one of those laugh claps.
A laugh
like
track?
Laugh track claps, yeah.
But when you get the point?
They're not laughing. Yeah, when I get the point. Because it feels better for me. But anyway, all right, let's put a point next to my name. That'll make me feel good too. All right. Here we got it. We got a game happening here. Whoa, I just launched a whole app I didn't know I launched. Okay, there we go. Back to me. So, Strange New Worlds question here. Be it resolved, Dakra, the Butcher of Jagal, was truly reformed. This is from the episode
Klingon
Under
Ambassador,
the Cloak of
right?
War. Under the Cloak of War. Yep, Klingon Ambassador, yep. So, this time, Mark, you will argue for this.
You had a picture of that guy just so I can remember this?
You know what? I could probably do that for you, Adam. Just give me the 1 second here.
I'm a very visual guy, you know that. So,
well,
who in the chat? Does anyone in the chat figure out what's behind me right here? Right there. It's one of my favorite pictures I've found on the internet.
Is that Kirk? He's looking out of a view screen.
oh, is that the
That's Kirk.
star on the right, that away or something? You know,
That's Sulu.
yeah. Second star on the right.
So he was the Klingon guy, and he had big problems with Mbenga because Mbenga had fought in that war and that sort of thing.
Well, Mbenga had problems with him.
Yes, I'm sure that will come up in your guys' debate here. But here we go, Adam. Here's the guy.
Right. Thank you.
No problem. So, Let's fire it up. 30 seconds to you, Mark.
So I think he is truly reformed. He has taken his time to learn, again, human diplomacy, and he's taking his time to run around and try to make good with humanity. And if he were not truly reformed, he'd be working at cross purposes. He would be trying, he would be raiding, he would be leading a rebel army against Federation colonies. He would not have given up the fight in the true Klingon fashion. So for Klingon dedicates themselves to the battle they're fighting, and if his battle is changed to diplomacy and reform, that's the battle he was fighting.
All right, Adam.
See, I don't. I think reform has gone too far. I think he's sorry for his involvement and his what everything was in. His involvement in that. But I don't believe he's reformed. I mean, look, Klingon at heart, glory for the Empire. They need. I think if he's pulled back in, he's going to go with it, and that's sort of the Klingon nature. The other thing that was revealed, and that wasn't that Mbenga was also was involved in the murder of that as well. So, together they made a partnership, but also I do not believe the true nature of the Klingon would ever change.
All right, 30 seconds open debate.
Yeah, I think I hear what you say about the nature of a Klingon never changing, and I think that the nature of a Klingon is their commitment to their cause. And if his cause has changed, that doesn't mean that his commitment and his commitment to honor and to his cause has changed. I think he is reformed, and I think he's got a new battle that he's fighting, and that battlefield is diplomacy.
It could be, and that could be his way out of it. But at the end of the day, he caused thousands of deaths, kill anybody not Klingon. He has a lot to answer for. Whether he's reformed, well, I don't believe.
Yeah, he acknowledges that.
30. I need 30 seconds more on this one. Keep going. All right.
He acknowledges that he has a lot to pay for, and that's part of the issue that Mbenga has with him, is that he's upset that he doesn't want to forgive this guy, and he wants to hold him accountable for all these atrocities during the war, but he won't stop trying to. The Klingon ambassador won't stop trying to atone for his war crimes.
Regardless, I mean, reformed or not, I think that your victims and the victims' families also have to let you reform. And there's still a lot of hatred, and the people who were still involved, like Mbenga, had their hatred towards him as well, and would not let him reform.
I'm giving the point to Mark, but I think that the point was there for the taking for you, Adam. If you'd have maybe drawn more of a comparison between him and Mbenga. Like, is Mbenga reformed? He murdered a ton of people on Jagal as well. So, but there was there was a lot of good debate to be had there. That one might come up in a Class L probe later.
Yeah, I think that should be Class L.
That's a good one. So, and good debates from you guys. Okay, Adam. Controversial. Okay. He's stirring the pot.
Anson Mount's portrayal as Captain Pike is so far removed from the original Captain Pike in the original series, they should have just introduced a new character. And I'm going to give Davan that's 4 and Mark against.
Oh, no. Okay. All right. Let's fire up some 30 seconds here. Look, Jeffrey Hunter's Christopher Pike. The one thing he was not, I would say, is fun. He was not particularly fun. A good commander, perhaps. Very skilled at driving one of those, life-preserving carts. Definitely. But was he fun? No. Would he seem like the fellow that would invite the crew over and cook for them in his luscious kitchen? No, he doesn't. It seems like a very different character to me.
Mark?
So I completely disagree. I think that the portrayal of Pike existed in one single episode, The Cage, and it was regurgitated in the Menagerie.
The Menagerie!
So we only see him in that one couple of day period where he was having a rough time with the stress of the job. We did see that his doctor showed up and instead with martinis and made martinis. So we see that Pike does these things. He's very sociable. He's a host. He likes to break bread. He likes to solve problems over cocktails. And I think that it was perfectly legitimate for Strange New Worlds to explore the gambit of what he is, using that one bit as a touchstone.
Okay, rebuttal. Davan.
Open debate. But, Mark, where's the hair? Where's Pike's peak? You know? Like,
just because Anthony is handsome doesn't mean you got to punish all of us.
yes, I do.
No.
Jason Mount, his Pike is the most likable, perhaps the most likable, handsome captain in the history of Starfleet. And sorry, Jeffrey Hunter, that's not the character you were playing. He's Pike by name only. I mean, I see they only did it because of the place and time it takes place in the Enterprise. I sucked up all the air there, so keep going.
Talking about how handsome these guys are. I could go on about that all night. Just don't tell
Let's
Eric.
do it.
You're like, oh God, he's going on about how handsome Pike is again.
So I'm just judging.
That's it. Yeah,
right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Davan, you could have taken that one. There's lots.
I thought I did. All right,
No,
well, that's fine.
No. I was looking honestly, in my opinion here, about when they're redoing these characters, is how alike they've made them, but they're pulling out the best of those characters. There's no correlation between the two, in my opinion. But anyway, give it to Mark.
Yay!
All right, running away with it here, but let's go. All right.
This is where I feel like we're going to be in trouble.
Oh, well.
Is it my topic next?
Oh, your turn.
Oh, yes, it
topic,
is.
yeah.
It's this one.
Be it resolved that Star Trek V is the greatest movie ever made.
Whoa.
Davan, you're for. Adam, you're against.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm ready. I am ready for this one. What could be greater than the exploration of the soul? What is Star Trek if not the exploration of the big questions, the largest of the questions? Why does God need a starship? I don't know. Do you? That's what the kind of things that we explore in Star Trek V. And you know what else it explores? The nature of pain. Share your pain with me, Adam, and be strengthened by the sharing.
My pain is Star Trek V.
Oh shit!
Wow, good rebuttal.
Wow.
And guys, look, like I'm not new to Star Trek by any means. And as you put up Star Trek V again, I had actually Googled it because I can never remember it. It is the most unforgettable Star Trek movie out there, probably movie. The acting was atrocious. There was some great lines, I will say that, but it will go down forever as a boring beginning, a mediocre middle, and certainly an entertaining ending. But I mean, you had to get there, and it was a long 2 hours.
Controversial.
Open debate.
Yes, this is exciting.
We yada-yada'd a bit over the ending there, didn't we, Adam? Because it was a glorious ending.
Well,
He's like, oh, never the ending. Because it was amazing. And what is, like, the problem with most movies, I find, is the third acts just kind of fade into nothingness. Like, the second act is always, and the first act are always so much better.
Hey, wait,
That's not the case in that movie. And the first act, opening up in the desert, pain, Adam, pain.
Listen here. Okay, so you've got a character introduced after 3 years of never hearing about Spock had his half brother. What?
That's fascinating.
Yeah, but not important enough to tell us through the 5 years of freaking voyaging around the universe before.
Michael Burnham, Adam. Michael Burnham.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sarek was.
We're
prolific.
not talking about Discovery, guys. We're talking Star Trek
Sarek's
V, the most unforgettable movie ever.
Well,
the fact about Spock's character is he never mentions siblings. That's his whole thing.
Well,
I have
we
to
saw
say,
his mother, we saw his father enough. They may have mentioned something.
the two of you made me happy in this debate. Davan, you touched on the things that I agree with. The big questions. This movie is about big questions. It's about friendship, and it's about things like what does God need with a starship? It's about I need my pain, which should be on the side of a monument in the center of Hollywood as a beacon for all storytelling history. I need my pain is the best movie line of all time.
Wow.
So I think you nailed that point. Adam, I think that you struck a good tone with the typical pessimism that people who don't understand just how great Star Trek V is. So I think you did a really good job. But I don't think that you justified the feelings that the movie gives you, whereas I feel like Davan did a better job with that. And I will have to say that the two of you both forgot to mention that the movie opens with a field of worthless holes.
Yes. And I forgot to mention Uhura's singing.
Oh, yeah. Fan singing, nude fan singing, dancing.
Yes,
but
you know what? I'm glad you gave it that. I don't actually like 5. I'm going to be honest. So I just
I don't think anyone liked 5.
No, I did. I like those parts of it. I like 5. The bar scene where they're taking over, when Cyborg's taking over, that whole with the Klingon and the Romulan. That's a great scene. Like, it's just good scenes in this movie.
I think the camping scenes are great. The row your boat scene with Spock and McCoy, and I mean Kirk. Star Trek V comes 25, 30 years after TOS started. Like what was that, 91 or something? That was. To take those scenes and put them together like that, I think it was really meaningful. It was the epitome of their relationship. And to be perfectly honest, their relationship was the heart of Star Trek. And all successful Star Trek after has emulated that sort of triad, right?
Did
I get the point for that?
Davan, you got the point.
I've got no points yet. But hey, listen, so the other part of this that I really liked was DeForest Kelley when he was talking about his father. And how he was ill and he made a decision, and later a cure came for whatever illness he had. Like that, I think he was like a great actor and stuff. And that scene again later in his career was fantastic. Just nailed it.
Mark, I'd like to hear more about why you think that's the greatest line ever.
I need my pain.
Yeah,
because he's true.
It's true. It defines somebody.
Yeah, it defines you. Your pain drives you. The combined experience of your life informs you and keeps you going forward, and the lessons you learned and the things that you wish you had done differently make you strive to be better going forward. I think that is at the not just the core of that movie, but at the core of the franchise, the message of Star Trek as on a whole. The drive to be better, the drive to be better people and have more empathy and all that kind of stuff. I think there's so many wonderful things in that movie that it's disappointing that it struggles as a movie.
Yeah, it sticks out in that movie though. Like that movie is kind of I could see why you could think it's silly watching it, I guess, or like not as good as some of the other movies, and then that line just kind of comes out of nowhere and it just kind of hits you.
Also, excuse me, what does God need with a starship?
Great line.
It's so great. It's like
I like Star Trek V.
What does God? Finally, someone asked.
But don't you think that it was at this time where where people were almost getting Star Trek out? Especially after the Voyage Home was really good. And I don't know what the time frame was between those two movies.
1985 and maybe 1987, 89, something like
89,
that.
89, yes. 86 to 80. Sorry, I got it right here. 86 to 89.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just when they were kicking off TNG in 87. Right? So we would have been, season 3 of TNG when this came out? I don't know. That's when it was
in
just
fact,
going.
The engine room in Star Trek V is the Enterprise D engine room from TNG.
Yeah, I have to go look at that.
All right. My last one.
I think it's the same with Star Trek 6 as well.
This is one I was looking forward to hearing you guys debate. Be it resolved, the Starfleet ban on studying the Omega molecule is folly. You familiar with what I'm talking about here, Adam?
Nope. Going to check.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Voyager episode. It's called the Omega particle or something or the Mega Directive, the episode. And they sense the Omega particle on their sensors, and all of a sudden, like, the computer basically shuts down, and only Janeway can access information. And it's like,
I remember this now. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like so dangerous they consider it that they don't even allow to study it. So like no one had heard of it except for the captains have briefed on it. So that's the one. Think you can debate that? All right, I'm gonna have Mark go for it because he knows exactly what I'm talking about.
That the ban is folly.
Yeah, that the ban on studying it is folly. All right, 30 seconds now.
I think that the ban on studying it is folly because they know that the Borg are obsessed with it, as evidenced by 7 of 9 being so obsessed with it, breaking the captain's orders to try to see it with her own ocular implants. And if when you've got an enemy like the Borg, you have to understand everything they do. You have to get to it first. It's it's an arms race, sadly to say. It's either the Borg or us, and you use all the restrictions necessary, the safety rails necessary to study it. But I think you have to study it.
Okay.
Now, Adam, for any added context, if you didn't get it in your little scroll in there, is the one time Starfleet did study it like blew up the station and killed all the scientists.
Yeah, I got it. So my point being here is that they've identified this as being one of the most dangerous things they've ever come across. So if something is so dangerous that you can basically, and we know that nobody's trustworthy, that we've got, it never comes back down to somebody just keeping things under wraps. There's always somebody who wants to weaponize something or do something with something. So you're going to have to keep this quiet. Do not touch it. Leave it alone, and as a mystery. A chain reaction that can devastate the whole galaxy is too dangerous to play with.
Yeah, it destroys subspace as well. So it would end warp travel, basically. Potentially.
Yep.
All right, 30 seconds, open debate.
I hear what you're saying about the dangers, but again, is it more dangerous to use our intellect and our self-preservation instincts to study something so dangerous, or to allow an enemy like the Borg to study it ad nauseum, potentially destroy us anyway, or use it to either way, they either accidentally destroy us or they purposefully destroy us? I think that we have to fight fire with fire.
I think you just hit on why
Keep going.
Pardon me? Yeah, why you should
Keep
do
going.
it simply because of the ability to weaponize, but also that our enemies would want it, or the Federation's enemies would want it. It's the epitome of a nuclear weapon. Like, it destroys, and nobody wants to use it. So you're just going to mutually assured destruction does not. I don't believe will preserve things. And if we open this up to everybody looking for the answer to the ultimate weapon, which it is, I think we're in.
I mean, again, the Borg will have it with or without your willingness to study it yourself.
Yeah, I think that, but the Borg,
and then they will destroy all of us. So it won't matter that we didn't study it because we'll be dead.
But then you have the Romulans, the Klingons, the Breen, everybody who else is dangerous out there too.
Which is also why we should have it first.
Oh boy.
We should have it first, and we should have more of it. We should make a stockpile in Texas in some warehouse.
Adam, I'm giving you the point. I liked your point about mutually assured destruction. And the fact about the Borg being first, though you didn't bring it up, so it maybe doesn't come into the debate. Like, they weren't able to figure it out on their own. So it's like, but yeah, I get it. Well done, Adam.
I just think that when you think of what we've learned since Next Gen and all of these little Section 31 factions and things, that there's just more not, I think more, not evil. I think evil's the wrong word, but more paranoia in the Federation than you think, and willingness to use weapons against others just for their survival is.
Not to mention the like the rogue scientists, like the nutty scientists out there. Like they don't even let the scientists know about this, and maybe that's a good thing because maybe there's a lot of those in Star Trek as well.
Yeah,
what if Soong got hold of this?
Norman's point there is really good, actually. Because
what's Norman saying here?
Yeah, or is you want to bring it up? There you go. Would they aggressively use it against others? Yeah, they want to assimilate. So why would they even want to use it?
Well, the thing neither of you brought up, and well, it would have been bad for Mark to bring it up, but you could have brought up Adam, is the fact that the reason they were studying it in the first place is if you could harness it, it's infinite power source. You would need like one chain of it for an entire solar system of power generation.
Yeah, these things always become weapons.
Well, yeah, that's why you got the point. All right. Moving on
Sam, I'm on the board there. Buddy.
He's on the board, Adam.
Yay, Adam got a point.
Sam. Yes.
Yay.
Oh,
He's
by the way, so did Boston
yeah.
Bruins.
Oh, well, there you go. Mark was right. Anyway.
No, it's only game one. It's only first.
All right, Adam. This one's yours.
Okay, be it resolved. The Angel One episode was meant to be an episode that highlighted the issues of apartheid in South Africa, but it was completely lost as Riker's role reversal, in the story became highlighted. You guys familiar with Angel One? I'm sure you are.
Yeah, the women are in charge, and Riker is a tall guy.
Yep.
Davan, you can be for or against on this one.
Okay, so I'm saying it was lost. Okay.
It was meant to be an
It was definitely lost because I didn't know that. It was supposed to be highlighting apartheid in South Africa. I've never heard that before. Is that real? Like, I just thought it was like supposed to like highlight gender issues and stuff like that, and like gender norms and that sort of thing, and stereotypes in that regard. That's news to me. So, wow. I'll just take my point. Thank you.
So
right.
I'm arguing that it was not lost. Is that what I'm being tasked with here?
Yes.
It was not lost. We did find ourselves on a planet where a system of apartheid was in effect. In fact, there was an act of rebellion going on, and just because of the fact that Riker sort of took over as the romantic lead, I mean, it's a difficult story to tell. It's hard to stick a main character into a localized story like this because the series regular will always take over the story. And I think that his relationship with her actually highlighted the apartheid that was going on and amplified it because we had an outside perspective.
All right. 30 seconds open debate. Look, if they were trying to highlight a serious issue such as apartheid, why did they put Riker in an outfit like that?
Because
We've been talking about handsome men already on this podcast. Yes, so why are you using a handsome man in a distracting outfit to highlight your so-called serious issue?
To bring attention to the population, to the masses, about a serious issue, you have to get attractive people to deliver your message. Why do you think Hollywood exists? Look at the news; they're all attractive.
So I'm giving it to Davan, and simply because a couple things, because I didn't know that either. I was very surprised when I actually went back, but I also learned when I was doing a bit of reading on this, is that Roddenberry at the time was adamant that the episode had as much sex as possible, and by putting him in inappropriate, the revealing clothing and the comments and blah blah blah, it completely lost the tie-in to what it could have done. And remember, this was, I don't even know what year this was or what season it was. Probably season 2 or 3?
1 or 2.
Yeah. And so we were right in the middle-ish of the whole change in South Africa at this point in time. So it could have been a fantastic episode and on point, but I think a lot of people saw it.
Norman says the story failed because they made the matriarchy be like the patriarchy. The issue of suppression of the men and compared to the plight of blacks in South Africa is just not there. Well, it's an interesting allegory to try to do. I don't think it quite worked, but good on for trying. Good on them for trying, I guess. But don't put Riker in such a sexy outfit.
That's right.
I want to say hi to we've got some people here. John Davis and Tiffany Lowry and Norman Buckwald, Dave Gregory, Sam Higdon. Nice to see you all.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Michael Adam Goodwill was here. He might not be here anymore. Mystic Wolf. Nice to see you guys. Thanks for popping in and chit-chatting with us.
Yeah. Definitely. I hope you're enjoying the show and these hot debates.
Yeah.
All right. So, Mark.
So, be it resolved that the Federation should have already adopted cloaking technology. Davan, you're for, and Adam, you're against.
Okay. Yes, the Federation should have adopted cloaking technology. So, yes, we have the Kittimer Accords, which was to end hostilities at the time between the Romulans and the Klingons in like the quadrants. The quadrant. But why do the Klingons and the Romulans get to keep using cloaking technology? They're not the only... the Federation isn't the only expansionist power. The Klingons are expanding. The Romulans expand. It's not like we're expansionists, so we just have to show goodwill and non-hostile intentions with our no cloaking technology. Everyone's expanding. Double standards.
Look, at the end of the day, the Federation signed the Treaty of Algeron, and at that point, they decided they committed to not developing cloaking technology. Right or wrong, they signed it, and that was it. And I give kudos to the Federation for actually standing by what they did sign and maintaining. If anything, that speaks to the ideals of the Federation is keeping to that treaty. And
Okay. Well, open debate. Okay, Adam, if you want to argue the should have, fine. But we're talking about should. How long does the Treaty of Algeron last? Is there a best before date on that thing? Is it written in? I don't know. So maybe, as times progress and Romulans still remain hostile, Klingons become allies.
Okay, so
threats emerge like the Borg and the Dominion. Times change. Give it the times, Adam.
But times change, and then the adoption of war happens, because if they start developing cloaking technology, then they go to war. And is the Federation ideal mindset to go to war, knowing that's a declaration of war? I'm going to be doing developing cloaking technology where we're going to war. So we're signing up.
This is a good debate. You started off a little weak, Davan, with the complaining about our adversaries instead of justifying the adaptation of cloaking technology. But you did come in swinging with times they are a-changing. However, I'm giving the point to Adam because I agree wholeheartedly with the ideals of the Federation, keeping your word. You made a commitment, and also the idea that if they did go forward with developing cloaking technology, they are basically guaranteeing that an endless series of wars will be fought. I agree with that assessment. So, Adam, you get the point.
But they'd have cloaks.
And those are cool.
Yeah. And would also help in those ender series of wars.
I'm surprised no one said when it really got serious and they needed cloaking technology, they were actually able to, via a treaty and an agreement, diplomacy, to utilize it for when the need arose. So,
well, I didn't want to talk about that, Mark, but
yes, I know, because it was bad.
But yeah. Well, you're our champion tonight again, Mark.
Oh, twice in a row.
Well done. Well done, sir.
Yay, thank you, guys. Nice job, both of you.
You too. Good
it's
debates
fun to
all
blather
around.
On about Star Trek.
It really is. Yeah, some of these could definitely show up on a Class L Pro later, I think.
Class L pros are fun. They're good.
They are. We
they
take
are- and
3 of
two-
these debates and talk about them. Try to come to a consensus rather than yell at each other about them. Yeah, winner Mark.
By the
Mark
way,
gets
nobody
all
guessed
the-
what this is back here. This is Captain Kirk is pointing to in Star Trek 3 to the cloaked Klingon ship that Christopher Lloyd, that Doc Brown was flying around. And Sulu's the one who guessed it was a cloaked ship.
What's with those orange? Is that orange glow something
The
else?
orange glow is my lights. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's a reflection of the lights that I'm using.
That was throwing me off. I thought it was part of the image. I'm like,
Yeah.
what is that? I don't remember these orbs.
Yeah. I designed it to be confusing. I was trying to
Well,
throw you off. The
well
scent.
done, sir. Well done.
So is that it?
Well,
Did we do it?
that is it. You've done it. Where can people find you?
On the in Los Angeles.
So go to Los Angeles, sunny Los Angeles, everybody. Find Mark.
You can find me
Talk about Star Trek.
on X and Instagram and Facebook, though I'm rarely on any of those because I don't super like the internet. But our channel on YouTube at Shuttlepod Show, we're launching a number of new shows right now, which are really exciting. We've started filming a trivia show. We started filming something called The Search for Trek, which is very, very exciting and will launch soon. And then we're also, you can see us on Unplanned Trek on YouTube. Unplanned Trek is a weekly awards show where we celebrate and provide give out awards to the absurd things in Star Trek episodes and movies.
Does the guy from the Doomsday Device get one?
Oh yeah, Decker, Commodore
yeah.
Decker, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he gets all the awards.
He needs an award for sure.
Yeah.
What can you tell? Can you tell us, or is it too secret? Can you tell us anything about the search for Trek?
Not yet. It's a little secret.
Okay.
Other than that,
All
it's we're just about to launch and announce it. So.
Okay, well, very good. I look forward to all of those. Over here, we just on our little federation here. There we are. There's Adam. Look at that.
Yay.
Being really
He has a
big.
giant head. Not in real life. Real life, very handsome. But you know, we've done what we've done recently. We have we just did Locutors of Trek season 2, episode 5. We talked about the art of Star Trek with Jenny Johnson.
Jenny's
I'm a
fantastic.
Yeah, I'm a collector of fine Jenny Johnson art myself.
There you go.
Yeah, what do we do here? Trek 10 we did recently? Oh, Trek 10 First Contacts we did for First Contact Day. That was pretty fun. What's your favorite First Contact, Mark?
For First Contact.
Fair enough. That what did take number 1 spot in our list.
Yeah.
Number 2 though was The Inner Light, because it's so interesting as a First Contact. Though it's like I argued, is it even a First Contact because it was only one way, but you know it made our list.
My second favorite First Contact is Q in Farpoint. I don't
That
think
one also
Farpoint
made our list.
Adventure at Farpoint or whatever the episode is called.
Encounter
Encounter at Farpoint is a particularly amazing episode of Star Trek, but Q really evolved, and there he is right there. Really evolved into a unforgettable character in Trek lore.
The most fascinating thing about Encounter at Farpoint is it is in fact 2 not particularly good episodes of Star Trek smashed into one. And it didn't make the pie better. It was like, you know.
Oh, hey, wait, who are the jerks in season 1 of Voyager, the ones with the hair?
Kazon.
The Kazon, there we go. That's the best First Contact. Because the Kazon are the greatest alien race in all of Star Trek. They should
You're
just
Kazon
make a show
fan, eh?
called Star Trek Kazon. I'd watch that.
Kazon. Yeah,
I'm not a
I
Kazon
enjoy the
fan.
Kazon. They're all right. I
was
like Nog's Kazon. I liked.
Yeah, Nog was in it. That's right.
Maj Kala has his moments. But yeah, this thing about Voyager, if it's not working, you can just move on. But yeah, so check us out. That's it on our many divisions. We got lots of shows. The review and Discovery over there in the Command division right now, and finishing up their DS9 reviews as well.
4 more episodes. 4 more episodes.
4 more episodes. And then we start our TNG reviews over there. So look forward to that. And I guess there's only one thing left to say. But since my co-hosts that usually say it aren't here, I'll say it. End transmission.